I decided to come to Michigan State just because, like, on my visit, being around the facility, I knew that this was a place I could grow as a receiver and a person. And I believed in Coach Hawk and what he's done with former receivers, so I really thought he can develop me in a way that get me to the next level.
What have you made of Michigan State so far since joining the program?
I think it's great. I think it's really cool to see how everyone's intent about their work that they do and how we're all working towards a common goal, which is a Big Ten championship or more. So I think it's really great to see.
When you see so many new faces, like I think it was 16 transfers, 11 freshmen incoming, like there's a lot of new faces here. Does that help you transition into a new program?
I definitely think it does because, you know, like people you come in with, like you're already talking before you get here, building that connection and bond, and also people that's already here reaching out to you, making it easier to transition, like welcoming you in. So I think it's very easy.
What was the thing that made you commit to Michigan State, right? In the portal tree, you had some different offers, but what made you say, all right, Michigan State's the place I want to play?
Just to feel like as soon as getting on campus, I knew that this was the place I wanted to be. You know, all the coaches welcoming me, former players and players here now, like reaching out, letting me know this is the right move for me. So, you know, I think a lot went into the decision, but I think it was also an easy decision after coming up on campus.
What did you take away from last year, where you're sort of the main target on a team that's not winning a lot? Like, what's that process like, and what are you hoping, I guess, is sort of different here?
Last year, I mean, it was hard at times, you know, being the main one, but it also was a blessing, you know, getting to share the load with other guys in the way. Also bringing guys up and making them step up to the plate. And then what I hope from here is having more of a connection with the offense, like in a way, and having it spread out throughout, so everything's not like just about me, like it's about the receiver. Like we have a great receiver core, great offensive scheme. Like I love it so far, so I think it's going to be very dominant.
That's something I sort of want to ask you about. Like, you looking forward to sort of like being with in a situation where there's maybe more threats around you that maybe you're not top of the list type of?
Yeah, I think I'm definitely looking forward to, you know, having like the ball spread. You know, I think being around a group of receivers that's like really talented as we are, like it ultimately makes everyone better around them. So like iron sharpens iron in our room, like we compete and we know that like we're going to get each other better. And we know we're going to have the best guys out there Saturday. I love Aiden. Aiden's a great guy. He's really cool.
When you mentioned kind of competing for a Big Ten championship, was that something in the recruiting pitch for Michigan State that was mentioned?
I mean, ultimately, like everyone has the goal of winning a conference championship, so I think that's a pretty common goal for everyone.
What's your relationship with Nick Marshall and some of the other guys who came with you to Michigan State from the portal and receiver?
I think my relationship with Nick is really good. He's a really good guy. He knows what like Coach Hawk looks for and things like that since he's been around him. So he ultimately helps, like takes a leader role and steps up and coaches everyone as well Coach Hawk. I think me and Amari and Brad, all of them, Evan, I think we all come together and like we gel and like we talk about things that we know we all need to work on. So I think it's really cool to see.
You hear from players that this is kind of a meaty offense and details are really, you know, just what's that learning process been like, and do you feel like that's going to go into the fall even a little bit, just as a new guy?
I think it's a very detailed offense for sure. I think, but the more we get in our books and the more we like come around each other and help each other out, like it becomes easier as time goes on.
What are your early impressions of working with Coach Hawkins?
He's legit. Like he's definitely, it's legit as they say. He's definitely one of the greatest coaches I've been around so far. Like just from a standpoint of like knowing what gets you open, what not to do as a receiver, and what like makes you a complete receiver.
Is his experience playing here and, you know, playing 9 years in the NFL, is that, you know, something that, you know, players like you look for in a coach? Like,
yeah,
how
absolutely.
valuable is that?
That's very valuable because like me, I want someone that been through like things like that I'm going to go through and seen what I'm going to see. So I think like his experience definitely like makes me gel towards him more to get information out.
Who are some of the defensive backs that have caught your eye that you've gone against this spring?
I've been mostly in the slot in the spring, so probably like Nakai and I want to say Josh. I went against Josh a little bit on the outside, but Nakai, like I played against him while he was at UCF, like, and I've seen his growth from just being here versus 2 years ago playing against him at UCF. So I think Nakai's going to be a great player.
When you look back at the recruiting process, what do you think Michigan State liked about you? What drew them to you skill set wise?
just my run after catch, like making plays in open field. I think that's what ultimately caught their eye. Just also being able to compete at a high level with like the circumstances I was going through. Also being like schemed upon every week and still being able to come out and provide for my team. So I think that's what drew them to me.
Thanks for sure. Appreciate it.
Doing some return work.
Yeah, for sure. Kickoff return, punt return.
You think you're gonna be? Do you think you'll stick in the slot, or will you be moving around
No,
in the fall? Maybe.
I think I'll move around a lot.
Okay. What do you guys call it? The F slot? Or
H.
H. And the Z
H,
would be
X,
that?
and Z.
They'd probably be doing a little Z, maybe not X, or
Yeah,
maybe all of them. I guess.
maybe all. Yeah, we'll see.
Could you give me a little more on Aiden, like skill set wise, what you like about working with him?
I think
How's he doing
Aiden
good job?
has a very good feel for the defense. I think he knows how to read things and knows where to put the ball, like when it needs to be there. So I think ultimately building that connection with him in the offseason and then getting on the field and seeing the puzzle pieces move, I think he's a very good talented quarterback.
Remind me, are you from Ohio?
I'm from Indiana.
Indiana? Where?
Avon.
Oh, okay, I got you. Just to be in the Big Ten now, is that a big deal for you? You know, just growing up in this area?
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal for me and my family. You know, we've always talked about playing in the Big Ten one day, so it's definitely a big deal.
When you talk about the potential to move around within the scheme, do you feel like everybody has the ability to do that? Like, how do you feel like the versatility of the room has come together? Is there a good mix of size, speed, things like that?
I think it's a great mix of size and speed. I think everyone, the more we all learn the playbook and get in our books and come together and form a bond, that we all can do what everyone else can do, and that makes us a dangerous offense. Not knowing who's going to come out there, we all bring different things to the field, so I think it's very cool.
Courtney Hawkins talked about a receiver room is kind of like building a basketball roster. You got to have different guys better at different things. How have you seen that room really start to come together and kind of be that? Everyone's versatile and can bring something different.
I think it comes together like very smoothly because it's tricky for the defense, like not knowing like when someone else comes in, what they're gonna like, what their skill set is. And I think Coach Hawk does a pretty good job of putting us in the position that knows like we thrive in.
Yeah, what's your spring been like so far? Making the jump over here, learning Courtney Hawkins' way of life in East Lansing.
Yeah, I think it's been a pretty smooth transition. You know, the coaches like they're always there for you, like, and also my brothers that I've made. So I think everyone coming together, like knowing that you have your brother next to you, makes the transition very smooth.
What stood out to you about Courtney Hawkins whenever you were looking for your new home?
Just his experience, honestly, like knowing that he's played here, played in the NFL, knowing that he saw some of the things I'm going to see. So me getting information from him, knowing that he's very legit in coaching and knows what it takes to be a true wide receiver without proving to him.
Yeah, just on the field, how have you seen yourself improve since you got to East Lansing?
My route running has improved tremendously since I've gotten here. Like last year, I just felt like I was just out there, just winning with speed. But now it's like technique that goes into it that Coach Hawk has taught me. So I think it's very interesting to see how much my route running has transitioned.
If some leadership is gone in that wide receiver room, how do you hope that you'll be able to be one of those guys that step up?
Everyone in our room can be a leader at one point, so it doesn't matter, like he can be a freshman. I think I want to step up in the way that brings everyone else up and brings everyone together, be an energy guy, high energy person for our offense.
Big play, McCray?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Is that how you want to be known here?
Yes, sir, for sure.
And what can you tell fans who are looking forward to some of those explosive plays?
Just be ready.